This year, when I read Parshat Toldot, the story of the birth of Isaac and Esau and their struggle to inherit the right to be the next patriarch of the Jewish people, I am drawn to the story of Rebekah's pregnancy. I myself am pregnant with twins, due to give birth around Passover in late April. As it is written, Isaac pleaded with the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was barren, and the Lord responded to his plea. And his wife Rebekah conceived, but the children struggled in her womb, and she said, Im Kain, lama ze anochi? If so, why do I exist? She went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord answered her. Rather than focus on the answer itself, I want to take a closer look at the struggle that took place within Rebekah, her question about her own identity, and her actions of seeking divine guidance. First, the struggle within her womb. The rivalry between her two sons, Jacob and Esau, is often portrayed in black and white terms. For example, the Khatam Sofer, a Hasidic rabbi from the 18th century, comments that the Hebrew word for twins, te'omim, is like the word temimim, which means complete. Each of the twins, he argues, was complete in his own way. Jacob was completely righteous, and Esau was completely wicked. I reject this interpretation. It's not how I read the story of Jacob and Esau, and it's not how I understand my own internal struggles. Often, when we struggle between something that is right and wrong, each choice is really a mixture of both. The question is not which is right, but which is more right. And other times we struggle between two competing values where both are right, but the choice between these two rights radically impacts the course of our lives. This is true when we choose our academic and career paths, when we fall in love with somebody, and when we decide how we want to invest our time. In his book Defining Moments, author Joseph Badaraccio, who's a professor of ethics at Harvard, explains that a defining moment is a choice between two rights. For Rebekah, the struggle that takes place in her womb is one that defines her as well. Her purpose in life, her own values, and what is important to her will be defined by the resolution of this internal struggle. This Torah portion invites us to ask ourselves, what are our internal struggles? How do we make the decisions that define us? Finally, let's consider Rebekah's action of seeking divine guidance. In the continuation of the Torah reading, Rebekah goes straight to God to understand the struggle that's taking place within her. This powerful example is not an easy one for us to follow in our own lives. Who do we seek our answers from? And how can we inquire of the Lord in our own time? I believe our tradition asks us to remember that we are each created in the image of God, and that our lives are a sacred gift. When we struggle with competing values and opportunities, when we make defining choices, we are invited to ask ourselves if these choices are in accordance with living our lives as a sacred gift. Shabbat Shalom, and please tune in next week.